have it. Happy New Year. A look at Times Square in New York last night as thousands of people welcomed in the new year. The ball that dropped last night actually weighs in at over 11,000 pounds and had more than 2,600 crystals sparkling around it. And a live look at Times Square right now on this Wednesday. Looks like they've got a little fog in the area this morning, and no doubt a lot to clean up on the ground, I'm guessing. Welcome in here. Thanks for waking up with us here on 13 Sunrise, 6 o'clock on your Wednesday. I hope you had a great New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Jules.
So great to see you and glad to have this day with you here this morning because really just getting the year started, and so glad that it didn't get as bad last night on the roads as it could have.
And it's quiet mainly out there right now. Now we have a number of changes the next 4 days, and there's a little spitting outside that some of you may experience, but overall, pretty good way to start a new year. Good morning, and let's take a look at 6:01 on this Happy New Year day, January 1st, 2025 at the radar. And you'll notice here, we're dry in Indianapolis. Closest snow to us is from Kenosha, Wisconsin down to around Chicago, and that's all very light if you're traveling in that direction today. In the meantime, we're looking at a developing storm that will be here probably tomorrow night into Friday. And with that, we'll bring some accumulating snow of 1 to 2 inches. But let's focus on this brand new morning. 33 in Noblesville, 31 in Kokomo and Florin. Believe me, it feels colder than that out there right now. It's freezing literally from Indy to Greenfield, from Carmel over to 31 degrees in Greencastle this morning. Bloomington is freezing. Versailles 34, North Vernon 35, as is Seymour. Here's our wind chill now. It feels like 20 out there, so that's pretty different than what we have been experiencing. And on this New Year's Day this morning, 29 by 8 a.m. And our high today, not much different from where most of you are right now at 32. We're going to talk about the chance of snow Thursday night into Friday and more on that potential weekend storm at the end of the weekend, Julia, in minutes. Oh, but first, let's get to traffic. Sorry about that. And we have an accident this morning, unfortunately, to start out this new year. We take you live this morning, I-65 and 30th Street. This is a flipped over vehicle. It's been uprighted, but you'll see that 65 headed northbound. So this is the exit where you would go to the Children's Museum, to Newfields. The northbound lanes kind of restricted down to one lane as police block this area. But honestly, there's not a lot of traffic out there this morning. In fact, that accident is the only major accident of sorts that is working. This is a look at our map this morning, and there's that accident on I-65 at 30th Street with the northbound lanes. We say good morning to those of you on the north side. Remember, I was talking about this little spritz of mist and drizzle, and some of this can freeze on bridges and overpasses. That's exactly what's happening this morning. I-465 at Westfield Boulevard. Lots to talk about, and we'll get right to it with our 7-day outlook, Julia, in minutes.
Appreciate it, Chuck. Thank you. And with more cold air arriving and some snow chances in that forecast, make sure you have the Live Doppler 13 weather app. It lets you check radar, an hourly forecast, and our weather blog right on your phone. It's a free download in your app store.
This is New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve always brings a lot of festivities.
Lots of people were out raising a glass to the new year, and police were out late last night as well, watching out for drunk drivers. Local and state police have said many times, if you feel buzzed, don't get behind the wheel and drive. Sergeant Matt Ames with the state police tells us troopers were also out looking for those driving under the influence, and that's beyond just alcohol.
We're looking for other key indicators where not someone's on methamphetamine, someone's smoking marijuana out here. They're looking for those key indicators, and then they will conduct a DUI investigation.
Now, for those using Uber or Lyft last night, Sober Ride Indiana offered up to $10 to get people back home safely. Well, Airbnb has been cracking down on parties at properties listed on its website. The short-term rental company rolled out some new technology to help stop unauthorized events. So here's how it works. The technology analyzes information like the length of the trip, the type of listing, and the distance between the listing and guest location and date of reservation. Jonathan Howe has hosted guests at his Airbnb on the South Side during big events like Taylor Swift, All-Star Weekend, and of course the Indy 500. He says he's experienced the kinds of parties Airbnb is trying to prevent.
I had one where they literally had a bouncer, and he's like, "Oh, it's cool, we got a bouncer," bro. And I'm like, "This is a tiny apartment." I'm like, "You can't." I'm like, "That don't make me feel better that you have a bouncer. Why you have a bouncer? That means people you don't know are coming."
According to Airbnb, during the last New Year's holiday, its anti-party technology stopped 33,000 people it considered high risk for parties. 450 were right here in Indiana. 6:05 and this morning, investigators in Hamilton County are searching for two people after a multi-county chase. It started with a woman reporting that her husband was threatened with a gun near Fortville. When officers tried to stop the suspect's car, they say the driver took off, sparking that chase. It then drove through Hancock and Madison counties before entering Henry County. The car eventually crashed and two people ran from the vehicle. Anyone with information on the suspects in the case should call the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. Well, there is new information this morning about an arrest in a brutal killing on the city's south side. IMPD tells us that a man is behind bars this morning accused of killing an Indianapolis woman. Our Matthew Foltz talked with Metro Police and shares how they tracked down that suspect in less than 24 hours.
Metro Police say that brutal killing happened at the Sycamore Apartments along Stop 11 Road near US 31 on the city's south side. Officers say once they got on scene shortly before 5:30 Monday morning, they found a woman who had been brutally beaten. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
This is just tragic, and something like this should never happen.
Tommy Thompson with IMPD says detectives worked right away to track down the suspect. With the help of neighbors, they were able to track the 22-year-old man to apartments in Greenwood. Thompson says the suspect refused to exit the apartments but eventually surrendered with the help of SWAT teams.
This allowed our homicide detectives within less than 24 hours, almost 12 hours later, we have the suspect in custody. That's huge.
Right now, IMPD says they have investigated 208 homicides this year. While they're happy to catch the suspect in this case, they say it's still too many people that shouldn't have been taken from loved ones.
These are not numbers, just numbers. These aren't just people. They're loved ones from a family who no longer has. This victim is gone forever. No goodbye, violently taken from them.
Now they're just hoping justice is served soon. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Matthew Foltz, 13 News.
Police say the suspect and victim knew each other, but it's unclear what type of relationship they had. Later this week, we should have the name of that woman killed from the Marion County Coroner's Office. Well, some sad news to share this morning. Former First Lady of Indianapolis, Beverly Hudnut, passed away after battling brain cancer. The obituary in the Indy Star says arrangements will be here in Indianapolis. A memorial service and visitation will be on January 11th at the Second Presbyterian Church on North Meridian. Beverly is the wife of former Indianapolis Mayor Bill Hudnut. He died in 2016. Beverly Hudnut was 66 years old. A bill at the State House hopes to abolish the death penalty here in Indiana. A lawmaker from Fort Wayne is the author of the bill. The proposal would not only get rid of the death penalty in the state, but also make sentencing amendments in its place. It would change the death penalty sentence to life in prison without parole. Plus, people with intellectual disabilities that were sentenced to death would receive a fixed prison sentence. This comes after Joseph Corcoran died by lethal injection this month. He was the first person that the state of Indiana has executed since 2009. Indiana's Attorney General has asked for an execution date for the next person on death row. Benjamin Ritchie was convicted of shooting and killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney in 2000. Well, a heads up for drivers on the city's north side this morning. Starting this week, you will see signs and cameras enforcing the speed limit on 465 and I-69. Construction crews are there working on a clear path project. So if you're going 11 miles an hour or more over the speed limit, a camera will capture your license plate and your speed, and that could lead to a fine.
We're seeing speeds up to 80, and the posted speed zone right now is 40 to 45. So with that, this safe zone is allowing folks to go up to 11 miles over that posted speed limit, and really ensuring the safety.
There will be a 30-day pre-enforcement period where you won't get a fine, but you will get a warning. Well, plans are being made in both Georgia and Washington, D.C. to honor the late President Jimmy Carter. We'll have a look at what Carter's family is saying about his legacy.
It was a jam-packed, exciting, fun day ahead of the Sugar Bowl matchup between Notre Dame and Georgia. Let's preview this and have some fun together. Why don't we?
Go Irish, right, Dom? Hey, it's 32 degrees outside right now, 15 degrees cooler than at this time yesterday. And now we're in a winter pattern that does include snow. We'll have a timeline and more on this New Year chill in a few minutes.
And you can now start the new year by helping save a life. We're once again teaming up with the Red Cross for the Knock Out the Need blood drive. The drive is January 8th and 9th at the locations here on your screen. If you'd like to make an appointment to donate, just head to WTHR.com/knockouttheneed. It's coming up on 6/12 on your Wednesday and first of the year. We'll be right back.